Alamin natin ang mga programa at aktibidades ng mga kinatawan sa pamumuno ni Speaker Ferdinand Martin FMR Romualdez, Kamara, House of the People. Tuwing Sabado at replays tuwing Linggo dito lang sa inyong favorite music radio.
With 197 members responding to the call, the Chair declares the presence of a quorum. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, considering that the copies of Journal number 62 dated March 18 to 2024 were already distributed to the members, I move to dispense with the reading thereof subsequently to approve the said journal. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The motion is approved. The reading of Journal number 62 dated March 18 to 2024 is dispensed with and the same is hereby approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move that we now proceed with the consideration of the reference business. And for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bills and resolutions on first reading, including the committee reports and the other matters in the contained therein.
The Secretary General is directed to read the titles of bills and resolution on first reading, as well as the communications and committee reports for referral to the appropriate committees.
Reference of business, bills on first reading. House Bill 10196 to promote responsible driving and establish fair accountability for road safety incidents and violations of traffic laws and regulations by Representative Flores.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 10197, converting the Patag Elementary School in Patag Irosin, Sorsogon into the Patag Integrated School by Representative Fortes.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 10198, requiring front-of-package warning labels for prepackaged food and non-alcoholic beverages by Representative Santos.
To the Committee on Trade and Industry.
House Bill 10199, establishing a post-baccalaureate scholarship and return service program for deserving students by Representative Romero.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 10200, providing 13-month pay to government contract of service job order personnel by Representative Santos.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 10201, providing an Amber Alert system to prevent kidnapping of children by Representative Santos.
To the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Bill 10202, institutionalizing and strengthening the food stamp program of the DSWD by Representative Rama.
To the Committee on Social Services.
House Bill 10203, declaring August 1 of every year a special non-working holiday in General Luna, Surigao del Norte, to be known as Adlaw ng General Luna in commemoration of its founding anniversary by Representative Matugas.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 10204, reclassifying certain parcels of timberland located in Payasan, Lianga, Surigao del Sur as alienable and disposable lands by Representative Momo.
To the Committee on Natural Resources.
House Bill 10205, regulating the operation of motorcycles for hire by Representative Gua.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 10206, instituting a property regime for cohabiting same-sex partners by Representative Magsido.
To the Committee on Population and Family Relations.
House Bill 10227, strengthening the Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation by introducing a market-based reform on agricultural insurance by Representative Envarga.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill 1028, providing for a system of redistributing and recycling food waste to promote food security by Representatives Tulfo Ralph Wendell, Tulfo Jocelyn, and Tulfo Erwin.
To the Special Committee on Food Security.
House Bill 10209, establishing a forensic DNA database in the Philippines by Representative Tulfo Ralph Wendell, Tulfo Jocelyn, and Tulfo Erwin.
To the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Bill 10210, requiring the establishment of dialysis clinics in all national, regional, and provincial hospitals and providing for free dialysis treatments in indigent patients by Representative Tulfo Ralph Wendell, Tulfo Jocelyn, and Tulfo Erwin.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 10211, granting hazard pay to public prosecutors exposed to hazardous situations and performing hazardous duties related to assigned cases by Representative Tulfo Ralph Wendell, Tulfo Jocelyn, and Tulfo Erwin.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 10212, strengthening the Commission on Human Rights as a national human rights institution by Representative Tulfo Ralph Wendell, Tulfo Jocelyn, and Tulfo Erwin.
To the Committee on Human Rights.
House Bill 10213, creating the Department of Disaster Resilience by Representatives Tulfo Ralph Wendell, Tulfo Jocelyn, and Tulfo Erwin.
To the Committee on Government Reorganization and the Committee on Disaster Resilience.
House Bill 10215, amending the powers of the National Telecommunications Commission and reclassifying the Internet as a basic telecommunications service by Representative Campos.
To the Committee on Information and Communications Technology.
House Bill 10220, providing talent development initiatives to local artists by Representative Kahayon Uy.
To the Special Committee on Creative Industries.
House Bill 10224, granting benefits to child development and daycare workers by Representative Yamsuan.
To the Committee on Welfare of Children.
House Bill 10225, declaring the 100 Islands National Park in Alaminos, Pangasinan as a tourism zone under administration, management, maintenance, and operation of the city government of Alaminos, Pangasinan by Representative Celeste.
To the Committee on Tourism.
House Bill 10226, establishing a lighthouse in the Ayungin Shoal by Representatives Mercado Revilla, Revilla Bryan, and Revilla Bramon Cholo.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 10227, separating the Balas National High School, La Union Extension in La Union, Labason, Zamboanga del Norte from the Balas National High School, converting it into the La Union National High School by Representative Amaton.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 10228, establishing a fish port in Maasin, Zamboanga City by Representative Olaso.
To the Committee on Aquaculture and Fisheries Resources.
House Bill 10229, establishing a legal scholarship and return service program for deserving students by Representative Adyong.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 10230, providing monthly support to senior citizens of prescribed maintenance medicines, food supplements, and vitamins by Representative Corvera.
To the Committee on Senior Citizens.
House Bill 10231, providing for the Magna Carta of Local Planners by Representative Loyola.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 10232, strengthening the animal welfare standards in the Philippines, creating the Animal Welfare Bureau under the Department of Agriculture by Representative Bongalon.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill 10233, institutionalizing a mechanism on the declaration of state of imminent disaster by Representative Ecleo.
To the Committee on Disaster Resilience.
House Bill 10234, expanding the coverage of the exemption from travel tax payment and providing travel tax discount to senior citizens and PWDs by Representatives Tulfo Jocelyn, Tulfo Erwin, Tulfo Ralph Wendell, and Yap Edvic.
To the Committee on Tourism.
House Bill 10235, removing the subsequent marriage of the offender to the offended party as a cause to extinguish criminal liability by Representatives Yap Edvic, Tulfo Erwin, Tulfo Jocelyn, and Tulfo Ralph Wendell.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 10236, mandating an accident and life insurance coverage for construction workers by Representatives Tulfo Jocelyn, Tulfo Erwin, Tulfo Ralph Wendell, and Yap Edvic.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill 10237, separating the Balas National High School, Lapatan Extension in Lapatan, Labason, Zamboanga del Norte from the Balas National High School, converting it into the Balas National High School by Representative Amatong.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 10238, separating the Gutalak National High School, Mamawan Extension in Mamawan, Gutalak, Zamboanga del Norte from the Gutalak National High School, converting it into the Mamawan National High School by Representative Amado.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 10239, separating the Gutalak National High School, Panganuran Extension in Panganuran, Gutalak, Zamboanga del Norte from the Gutalak National High School, converting it into the Panganuran National High School by Representative Amaton.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 10240, establishing the Northeastern Mindanao State University Hinatuan Campus in Hinatuan, Surigao del Sur by Representative Pimentel.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 10244, requiring front-of-package warning labels for prepackaged food and non-alcoholic beverages by Representative Arenas.
To the Committee on Trade and Industry.
House Bill 10245, institutionalizing the no-balance billing policy in all accredited healthcare institutions by Representative Lee.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 10246, requiring business entities with assets at least 100 million pesos to plant trees equivalent to their carbon emission by Representative Teves.
To the Special Committee on Reforestation.
House Bill 10247, establishing the Philippine Boxing Academy by Representative Teves.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Bill 10248, promoting responsible driving and establishing fair accountability for road safety incidents and violations of traffic laws and regulations by Representative Teves.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 10249, prohibiting the access of minors to alcoholic or intoxicating liquor or beverage by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Welfare of Children.
House Bill 10250, creating the Philippine Velodrome by Representative Tolentino.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Bill 10251, allowing for the appointment of faculty, researchers, and administrators with dual citizenship in public higher education institutions by Representative Go Mark.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 10252, exempting PWDs and solo parents from government fees and charges in the issuance of basic documentary requirements for employment by Representatives Tulfo Erwin, Tulfo Jocelyn, Yap Edvic, Yap Eric, and Tulfo Ralph Wendell.
To the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities and the Committee on Revision of Laws.
House Bill 10253, providing for incentives and credit facilities for consumers of small solar power systems in the Philippines by Representative Castro, Franz, Brosas, and Manuel.
To the Committee on Energy.
Resolutions. House Resolution 1661, certifying to the existence of a vacancy in the House of Representatives, particularly the representative for the 3rd Legislative District of the Province of Palawan, and calling on the COMELEC to fill the vacancy through a special election by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms.
House Resolution 1663, directing the appropriate committee to conduct an investigation into the Skyway Stage 3 of the collision incident which resulted into the death of a motorcycle driver and the filing by the PNP against the driver which collided with a motorcycle of a complaint of reckless imprudence resulting to homicide and damage to property by Representative Arrogancia.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1664, urging the Pag-ibig Fund to review and revise its loanable amount under the Pag-ibig Fund End-User Home Financing Program to conform to prevailing economic conditions by Representative Gintu.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1665, congratulating and commending Elvin Perocho Vitor for being honored with a Leonardo da Vinci International Art Prize for Visual Art in Italy by Representative Aumentado.
To the Special Committee on Creative Industries.
House Resolution 1666, directing the appropriate committee of the House to conduct an inquiry on the surge of alleged Chinese students enrolling in the various higher education institutions in Cagayan Province, particularly in the city of Tuguegarao, by Representative Lara.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1667, urging the House through the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability to conduct an inquiry into the alleged extortion practices of the LTO in Region 4A Calabarzon offices from various accounts of bus drivers and operators by Representative Robes.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1668, urging the Committee on Agriculture and Food to immediately conduct an investigation on the gruesome death of a golden retriever dog named Kilua by Representative Bungalon.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1669, resolution expressing the profound condolences of the House of Representatives to the family of Honorable Renato V. Diaz, former representative of the 1st Legislative District of Nueva Ecija during the 9th and 10th Congresses, by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin Gonzalez Aurelio, Dalipe Libanan Marcos Romualdez Sierra Marie and Asidre.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1670, urging the appropriate committee of the House to conduct an inquiry regarding the incident during the training regimen involving a Taekwondo practitioner by Representatives Tulfo Erwin, Tulfo Jocelyn, Yap Edvic, and Yap Eric.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1671, resolution of the House of Representatives expressing its warmest congratulations to the Philippine Army on its 127th founding anniversary by Representatives Mercado Revilla, Revilla Bryan, and Revilla Ramon Jolo.
To the Committee on National Defense and Security.
House Resolution 1672, urging the appropriate House Committee to conduct an inquiry regarding the heightened traffic congestion on tollways during Holy Week, by Representative Herrera.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1673, directing the appropriate House Committee to conduct an inquiry on the delayed implementation of the health and medical services of coconut farmers as prescribed by the Coconut Farmers and Industry Trust Fund Act and EO 172 Series of 2022, by Representative Lee.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1674, urging the appropriate House Committee to conduct an inquiry on the illegal detention of the relatives of patients due to unsettled hospital bills and refusal to release death certificate, by Representative Lee.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1675, directing the House through the Committees on Agrarian Reform, Natural Resources, to conduct a joint investigation on the land grabbing anomaly and displacement of farmers covered by the defunct Yulo Ranch in Coron and Busuanga towns in Palawan, by Representatives Castro Franz, Brosas, and Manuel.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1676, directing the House through the Committees on Indigenous Cultural Communities and Indigenous Peoples, Human Rights and Agrarian Reform to conduct a joint investigation on the displacement of Ati tribe members in Boracay by armed guards allegedly due to the March 5, 2024 decision of the DAR to cancel the Certificate of Land Ownership Award in 2018. By Representatives Castro Franz, Brosas, and Manuel.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1677, expressing deepest sympathies and condolences to the families of the victims of the recent earthquake in east coast of Taiwan, by Representative Olivares.
To the Committees on Rules.
House Resolution 1678, congratulating and commending Alexandra Alex Maniego Iyala for winning the double title at the W75 Croisy-Beaubourg International Tennis Federation Tournament in France, by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 1679, congratulating and commending University of the Philippines College of Law Jesup team for being the world champions in the 2024 Philip C. Jesup Moot Court Competition, by Representative Kimbo.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1680, urging the United States government through the United States Embassy in Manila to reauthorize the General System of Preference for partner countries, including the Philippines, by Representative Salceda.
To the Committee on Foreign Affairs.
House Resolution 1681, directing the Committees on Social Services, Welfare of Children, Local Government, and other concerned committees of the House to conduct an inquiry on the proper implementation of the expanded Solo Parents Welfare Act, by Representative Herrera.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1680, directing the House through the Committee on National Defense and Security to conduct an investigation on the alleged recruitment of active and retired military personnel by foreign-based firms and alleged existence of Chinese sleeper cells in the Philippines, by Representative Castro Franz, Brosas, and Manuel.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1683, resolution commending and congratulating the University of the Philippines College of Law for winning the 2024 Philip C. Jesup International Law Moot Court Competition held in Washington, D.C., USA, by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Gonzales Aurelio, Suarez de Lipe Libanan, Marcos Ferrer, Juliet Marie, Romulo Calderon, Romualdez Ieda Marie, Asidre Madrona, Rodriguez Rufus, Salo, Veloso Tuazon, Zamora, Isabel Maria, Herrera, and Nograles Margarita.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1684, to call on a thorough investigation on the reported gentleman's agreement between former President Rodrigo R. Duterte and Chinese President Xi Jinping, by Representative Conhun.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1685, urging the House through the Committee on Energy to conduct an investigation on the increase in generation and transmission charges due to the red and yellow alerts in Luzon and Visayas grids and the unscheduled outages and duration of 42 power plants, by Representatives De Jesus and Dagook.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1686, urging the BFP and DILG to include in their fiscal year 2025 National Expenditure Program the purchase of firefighting helicopters and aerial drones, by Representative Frasco.
To the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Resolution 1688, calling for an investigation into the deployment of U.S. missiles in northern Luzon during the Philippine-U.S. Balikatan exercises, by Representatives Castro Franz, Brosas,
To
and
the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1689, expressing profound condolences of the House on the demise of former Senator Rene Augusto Versaluz Sagisag, by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1690, urging the House to conduct an investigation into the frequent red and yellow power alerts and forced shutdown of nearly 50 power plants to hold generation companies accountable for power rate hikes due to their outages, and to ensure consumer protection during energy crisis, by Representatives Castro Franz, Brosas, and Manuel.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1691, resolution expressing the profound condolences of the House of Representatives to the family of Honorable Elpidio PDF Barzaga Jr., representative of the Lone Legislative District of Dasmariñas City, Province of Cavite, by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Gonzales Aurelio, Suarez, Dalipe, Libanan, Marcos, Romualdez Yadamari, and Asidre.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1692 expressing the deep sympathy and heartfelt condolences of the House to the family of Honorable Elpidio P.D. Barzaga Jr., representative of the 4th Legislative District of Cavite, by Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Concurrent Resolution 24, granting consent to Lieutenant General Charlton Sean M. Garlan, former Commandant of the Philippine Marine Corps and current Deputy Chief of Staff of the AFP, to receive the Legion of Merit Award from the Government of United States of America, by Representative Arenas.
To the Committee on Foreign Affairs.
Message from the President. Message dated March 21, 2024 by His Excellency President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr., returning the following enrolled House bills without his signature. House Bill 1028, converting the Sawang Macalas Road in Romblon into a national road. House Bill number 1029, converting the road stretching from Tugis, Odiongan to Tugdan, Alcantara, all in the province of Romblon, into a national road. House Bill number 1030, converting the road stretching from Sitio Buliganay, Panique, Odiongan, to Sitio Cabaliwan, Bachawan, San Agustin, all in the province of Romblon, into a national road. And House Bill 1031, converting the Sablayan, Agpanabat, Bagakay Road, a section of the Romblon Circumferential Road, into a national road.
To the Committee on Rules.
Message from the Senate. Message dated March 20, 2024, which was received by the House on March 21, 2024, informing the House that on March 19, 2024, the Senate approved Conference Committee report on the disagreeing provisions of Senate Bill number 2386 and House Bill 6558 on instituting reforms in real property valuation and assessment in the Philippines.
To the Committee on Rules.
Communications. Letter dated October 25, 2023 of the NEDA Secretary, submitting to the House copies of certain reports which were posted on their official website.
To the Committee on Economic Affairs.
Letter dated March 14, 2024 of the BSP Governor, transmitting to the House a copy of their report on the outstanding Philippine external debt as of December 31st, 2023.
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
Letters dated March 18 and 2024 of the BSP Bank Officer 6, Office of the General Counsel and Legal Services, transmitting to the House duly certified copies of certain BSP issuances.
To the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries.
Various communications submitted by officials of certain local government units regarding their fund utilization and status of program project implementation of local government support fund, as attested by the respective local chief executives.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
Letters dated March 11 and 21, April 3 and April 5, 2024 of the Executive Secretary of the Office of the President, Malacanang, transmitting two original copies each of the following Republic Acts, which were signed by President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. RA 11983, providing for a new passport law. RA 11984, mandating public and private educational institutions to allow disadvantaged students with unpaid tuition and other school fees to take periodic and final examinations. RA 11985, strengthening and revitalizing the salt industry in the Philippines. RA 11986, creating a barangay in Barobo, Surigao del Sur to be known as Barangay Ginhalinan. RA 11987, renaming the Bohol Island Circumferential Road as the President Carlos P. Garcia Circumferential Road. RA 11988, renaming the Urdaneta City Bypass Road in the city of Urdaneta, Pangasinan to Ambassador Eduardo Danding M. Conjuanco Jr. Avenue. RA 11989, renaming the Tambacan Bridge in Barangay Tambacan, City of Iligan in Northern Mindanao region as the Mariano Luch Badellas Senior Bridge. RA 11990, naming the national highway stretching for certain barangays in the municipalities of Goa, Tinambak, and Siruma, all in the province of Camarines Sur as Speaker Arnulfo Noli Fuentebella Highway. RA 11991, renumbering the Cebu 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th District Engineering Offices to conform and correspond respectively with the numbering of the legislative districts in the province of Cebu. RA 11992, creating a District Engineering Office in the 2nd Legislative District of the province of Southern Leyte. RA 11993, dividing Barangay 176, also known as Barangay Bagong Silang in the city of Caloocan, into 6 separate and independent barangays to be known as Barangay 176-A, Barangay 176-B, Barangay 176-C, Barangay 176-D, Barangay 176-E, and Barangay 176-F, and RA 11994, creating an additional district engineering office in Zamboanga City.
To the archives.
Committee reports. Committee report numbers 1042 to 1048, submitted by the Committee on Local Government on House Bill numbers 10216 to 10219 and 10221 to 10223, respectively. Committee report numbers 104 and 1052, submitted by the Committees on Health and Appropriations on House Bill numbers 10241 and 10248, respectively. Committee report numbers 1050 and 1051, submitted by the Committee on Legislative Franchises on House Bill numbers 10242 and 10243, respectively. Committee report number 1053, submitted by the Committee on Energy on House Bill number 10261. Committee report number 1054, submitted by the Committees on Energy and Public Works and Highways on House Resolution 1687. Committee report 1055, submitted by the Committee on Sustainable Development Goals on House Bill number 10263. And committee report number 1056, submitted by the Committee on Labor and Employment on House Bill 10267.
The aforementioned committee reports are all referred to the Committee on Rules. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, may I request that the guests of this representation and that of Congressman Jill Bungalon, the following public officials of LGU Huban, Province of Sorsogon, be recognized and acknowledged. They are as follows: Vice Mayor Felipe Guasa, Councilor Gerson Carino, Councilor Ryan De Jesus, Councilor Nenita Desder, Councilor Ray Romeo Guab, Councilor Ray Balbedina, Councilor Russell Balesa, Councilor Manuel T. Olondres, and the ABC President Silverio Jeremias, former ABC President Rogel Fulleros, and the following punong barangay: Jose Aldrin Abok, Myra Fulleros, Joel Militante, Freddy Alcomendas, Jonathan Hazareno, Ramon Bon, Martin E. Fulay, Raul Griego, Roger Geul, Bernardo Onra, Clyde Alonso Gomez, Alberto Buban, Antonio Nicolas, Arnold Gualbes, Jose Grefalda, and Ermi Abulin, as well as Liga Secretary Agnes Nava, Barangay Secretary Noel J. Nava, and the following Liga staff: Carl Guantero, Francisco Lagadia, Jobert Gruta, Lawrence Baldola, and Marco Sarmiento.
To the guests of Kong Wowo Fortes and Kong Jill Bongalon, welcome to the House of Representatives. Majority Leader.
Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Distinguished colleagues, the Honorable Speaker, Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez, will address the body.
Thank you. Welcome back. I hope you had a restful break. Thank you. Please relax and take your seats. Honorable Deputy Speakers, Majority Leader, Minority Leader, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good afternoon to you all. Allow me to extend a warm welcome to each and everyone. After a short respite from our plenary duties, we hope everybody had a good rest and a renewed relationship with our family, friends, and constituents. As we embark on the remaining session days of the second regular session of the 19th Congress, allow me first to mention for the record that the House has successfully passed on third and final reading all 20 LEDAC priority measures that are targeted for passage by June 2024. a 100% completion rate. Congratulations. That is all because of your hard work, your industry, your attendance, and your participation. You've done a great job. National security plus economic development equals improved living conditions for Filipinos. With this in mind, we must now direct our legislative focus on the most pressing needs that our countrymen face at the moment: strengthening national security and enhancing economic development. We recognize that peace is the cornerstone of prosperity. Hence, we need to enact laws that fortify our national defense and enhance our international security posture. As such, these initiatives are critical in maintaining sovereignty and stability and enabling our nation to pursue developmental goals without the shadow of an external threat. Our historical trilateral meeting was all about our national security. Under the leadership of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., we have taken significant steps to rejuvenate and deepen our international relationships. Together with some of our honorable members, we were privileged to witness the historical trilateral meeting among President Marcos Jr., United States President Joe Biden, and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. This meeting underscored our strategic role in regional politics and security. This event followed the historical address by His Excellency Fumio Kishida, Prime Minister of Japan, to our House of Representatives last November, an event that in itself marked a milestone in our diplomatic engagement. We congratulate President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. for the monumental diplomatic victory, particularly in the context of the West Philippine Sea. This historic meeting signifies a strong and united commitment that the United States and Japan and the Philippines that will uphold the principles of international law and ensure the freedom of navigation and overflight in the Indo-Pacific region, which are vital in ensuring peace, stability, and prosperity. It also paved the way for the enhanced cooperation in addressing regional challenges, particularly in promoting maritime security and safeguarding territorial integrity. It highlights the importance of respecting the sovereign rights of the states within the exclusive economic zones, consistent with the international law as reflected in the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Seas, otherwise known as the UNCLOS. May I also hasten to add that coinciding with the momentous trilateral summit, we conducted extensive deliberations with a number of our fellow, American legislators on Capitol Hill. And during the reception for the members of the U.S.-Philippines Friendship Caucus at the Waldorf Astoria in Washington, D.C., we stressed the importance of strengthening defense and economic cooperation between the Philippines and the United States. Nilinaw namin sa kanila ang pakay ng Pilipinas sa kanilang bansa, hindi lamang sa pagtibayin ang security partnership ng Pilipinas at the United States, kailangan din natin palakasin ang economic partnerships ng dalawang bansa para mapapabuti ang kalagayan ng ating mga mamayan. Through our persistent lobbying, it is worthy to mention that the Philippines was included as part of the beneficiaries of the $8.1 billion aid package approved by the United States Congress for its allies in the Indo-Pacific. Following our series of meetings with United States lawmakers, we sought the expansion of the joint military exercises in the Philippines, appealed for an increased United States foreign military financing, and welcomed the Philippines Enhanced Resiliency Act of 2024, otherwise known as the PERA bill, sponsored by Senator Bill Hagerty of Tennessee. We expressed our sincere appreciation to the members of the United States Congress for the bipartisan support on this groundbreaking measure, which is crucially beneficial for Filipinos amid escalating tensions in the West Philippine Sea. We also expressed our gratitude to Representative Daryl Issa of California, who introduced the amendment to the bill encouraging the State Department to allocate $500 million in foreign military financing to the Philippines. In the volatile, uncertain, and complex environment of today, we must opt for collaborative efforts to address our common problems more swiftly and effectively. This philosophy of proactive engagement and cooperation is at the heart of our approach in the House of Representatives. It aligns with the foreign policy direction set by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. that the Philippines is a friend to all and an enemy to none. By strengthening peace and security, we can create an environment conducive to economic activities and development initiatives. These, in turn, contribute to further stabilizing our nation by reducing poverty, creating jobs, and improving living standards, which in turn diminishes the likelihood of social unrest. This is fundamental to the sustainable development and is a cornerstone of our legislative agenda. Our economic development, among the major benefits the Philippines would derive from the Trilateral Summit and improve the lives of our people, include the following: the launching of the Luzon Economic Corridor, which will support connectivity between Subic, Clark, Manila, and Batangas by accelerating coordinated investments in high-impact infrastructure projects, including rail, ports modernization, clean energy and semiconductor supply chains and deployments, agribusiness, and civilian port upgrades at the Subic Bay. The United States and Japan pledged to provide at least $8 million for Open Radio Access Network, field trials, and the Asia Open RAN Academy based in Manila to enable future commercial development and an open, interoperable, secure, reliable, and trusted information communications technologies ecosystem in the Philippines. Through the CHIPS and Science Act, International Technology, Security, and Innovation Fund, the United States and the Philippines will coordinate efforts to develop and expand the Philippines semiconductor workforce to strengthen the global supply chain. Expanded partnerships on safe and secure nuclear capacity building, including trilateral cooperation on civilian nuclear workforce development to advance the Philippines civil nuclear energy program. Expanded trilateral cooperation on the deployment of clean energy technologies, including renewable energy projects such as solar and wind, to support energy requirements in the Philippines and help ensure a just energy transition. At least $100 billion in investments from the United States and Japan may come to the Philippines in 5 to 10 years as a result of the historical Trilateral Summit. Likewise, our other areas of cooperation are in the pipeline, such as a greater maritime domain awareness and Coast Guard cooperation, sustainable critical infrastructure, semiconductor supply, chain resilience, digital transformation, and energy security through harnessing renewable energy. Vis-a-vis the improved living conditions for Filipinos, during this 19th Congress, we have put in place significant reforms that have reshaped the economic and social landscape of the Philippines. We enacted pivotal tax reforms designed to invigorate our economy by simplifying the tax code, encouraging investment, and ensuring a fair system for all. These measures have laid the groundwork for a more robust economic framework, attracting foreign investments and stimulating local entrepreneurship. Our commitment to infrastructural development is exemplified by the continuation of the Build, Build, Build program, now through the Build Better More. This ambitious initiative has not only improved connectivity across our archipelago, but also generated tens of thousands of jobs, bolstering our economy and enhancing the daily lives of our citizens. A recent Okta research survey showed a notable decrease in self-rated poverty and hunger among Filipino families, a decrease of 3% in both the number of families who consider themselves poor from 45% in the fourth quarter of 2023 to 42% during the first quarter of 2024, and the self-rated hunger from 14% to 11% during that same period. These figures represent a decline of approximately 800,000 families in both categories, a clear indication that our economic measures are effectively reaching and improving the lives of our people. We attribute this sharp decline to the anti-poverty programs of the administration of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., and these include the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program, 4Ps, the DSWD's assistance to individuals in crisis situation, the DOLE's Tulong Panghanap Buhay sa ating disadvantaged, displaced workers, and other programs such as the free college education, free health insurance, and the grant of direct cash subsidies. The Ayuda para sa Kapos ang Kita program under the DSWD, which we included in the 2024 national budget, was envisioned to benefit 12 million poor and low-income families, or a total of 48 million Filipinos, by receiving a one-time financial grant of 5,000 pesos. Binigyan nating buhay dito sa Kongreso ang lahat ng programang ito sa pamamagitan ng paglalaan ng karampatang budget. Tugon ito sa hamon ng Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. na tumulong lahat para labanan ang kagutuman at mapangat ang kabuhayan ng lahat ng Pilipino. This positive trajectory in reducing poverty and hunger underscores the impact of our targeted policies aimed at enhancing economic stability and providing necessary support to the most vulnerable sectors. The decrease in the number of families who consider themselves food poor from 42% to 37% further attests to the success of our food security programs. Together with the Marcos administration, our collective efforts in the House of Representatives to control inflation and increase household income are bearing fruit. These improvements in self-rated poverty and hunger are more than statistics, as they represent real gains in the everyday lives of our kababayans. Each percentage point decrease reflects thousands of families who now have better access to the necessities and a more hopeful outlook on the future. While we celebrate these achievements, we also acknowledge that much work still needs to be done. We will continue to strengthen our social programs, enhance economic opportunities, and ensure that the growth we are fostering is felt by every Filipino family across our nation. Healthcare, educational, and digital infrastructure. In the House of Representatives, our development agenda initiatives are quite expansive. We target pivotal areas such as healthcare, education, and digital infrastructure. In healthcare, we are committed to expanding access and improving the quality of services, making healthcare affordable and accessible to every Filipino. And in education, we aim to create a more liberalized system that not only meets global standards, but also equips our youth with the necessary skills to thrive in a globalized economy. Additionally, we aim to enhance digital infrastructure and ensure that every Filipino can benefit from the digital revolution, bridging digital divides and fostering economic inclusivity. We aim not only to continue our current path, but to accelerate our efforts. We are exploring innovative legislative measures that promote technological advancement and environmental sustainability. These initiatives are designed to ensure that the Philippines not only keeps pace with the global trends, but also sets a benchmark for innovation and responsible governance. We invite all sectors to engage with us. Their insights, expertise, and participation are invaluable as we forge a path forward. Through collaborative efforts, we can build a future that reflects our highest aspirations and fulfills the promise of prosperity and peace for all Filipinos. Oversight through legislative investigations. On the gentleman's agreement in the West Philippine Sea, on the issue of the West Philippine Sea, we support President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. in denouncing the secret gentleman's agreement between former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte and Chinese President Xi Jinping. But at the same time, in the exercise of our oversight powers, we will direct the appropriate House committees to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation to determine the adverse impact of such agreements on our national interests, particularly our sovereignty, sovereign rights, and territorial integrity. Like President Ferdinand R. Marcos, we are horrified by the idea of compromising the country's rights over the West Philippine Sea. Ayungin Shoal is part of the country's exclusive economic zone, as reaffirmed by the 2016 arbitral ruling on the South China Sea arbitration case. Likewise, under Article 56 of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, the coastal state, which in this case is clearly the Philippines, has the right to build and maintain structures within its exclusive economic zone. This would clearly mean that our country has every right to protect and safeguard all features within our EEZ, including the Ayungin Shoal. Our country's territory, sovereignty, and sovereign rights may have been compromised by a deal guised as an agreement to maintain the peace and status quo in the West Philippine Sea. The so-called gentleman's agreement between the former president and China on the non-supply of the BRP Sierra Madre, grounded in Ayungin Shoal in the West Philippine Sea, is tantamount to the surrender of our country's sovereign rights over our exclusive economic zone. We believe that, in the end, upholding our territorial integrity and sovereignty in accordance with our Constitution and with international law is what matters the most. On cybersecurity matters, in recent months, despite employing proper and updated cybersecurity websites of various key government agencies such as the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, the Philippine Statistics Authority, the Department of Science and Technology, the Philippine National Police, the House of Representatives, and Bureau of Customs, among others, were subjected to various forms of cyber attacks, including data breach that may have exposed confidential, sensitive, or protected information. Given the unabated incidence of the cybersecurity threats, it is imperative that we formulate remedial measures with urgency to complement and support the implementation of the National Cybersecurity Plan by the national agencies and instrumentalities, government-owned or controlled corporations and organizations, and local government units. Hence, we will direct the Committee on Information and Communications Technology and the Committee on Public Information to conduct a joint inquiry in aid of legislation on the reported cyber attacks targeting government websites and formulate remedial legislation to improve government countermeasures against cybersecurity threats. Panahon na para labanan ang mga cyber warriors na umatake sa ating mga institusyon. Nandito man sila o nasa labas ng ating bansa, palalakasin natin ang Cybersecurity Command ng ating bansa para masigurong ligtas ang ating mga institusyon at mga mamamayan sa anumang banta. On the prices of rice and other basic goods, through the Committee on Trade and Industry, we also plan to spearhead an investigation in aid of legislation into the widening gap between farm gate and retail prices of rice and other basic goods. The committee should start the ball rolling for an investigation into the disconnect between the farm gate and retail prices of basic goods. The discrepancy between farm gate and retail prices of basic goods is alarming and warrants immediate attention. We cannot ignore the plight of our farmers who are struggling to make ends meet, and nor can we turn a blind eye to the burden placed on our consumers. The farm gate prices of rice, poultry, pork, and even onions have been maintained for the past 3 months, so there should be no spike in the prices of these items. The House should look into the price discrepancy in the exercise of its oversight function to conduct a thorough review of existing laws to protect the interests of both consumers and producers and to deter profiteering. It is imperative that we conduct a comprehensive review of our laws to ensure that they effectively safeguard the interests of our farmers and consumers. We must take proactive measures to prevent profiteering and promote a fair and transparent trading environment. Thus, we urge all stakeholders, including government agencies, industry representatives, and consumer advocacy groups, to actively participate in the investigation and contribute to the formulation of effective policy interventions. We must identify and address loopholes that contribute to profiteering and unfair pricing practices within the supply chain, and at the end of the day, we want to make sure that all stakeholders in whatever industry or sectors are viable. If they are in the business side of it, so that it becomes sustainable, so that we can continue delivering basic goods and services to the consumers at sustainable and affordable prices. Tuloy ang laban natin kontra sa mga hoarders, profiteers, at smugglers ng mga agricultural products. Habulin natin ang mga nagsasamantala sa presyo ng mga bilhin. Hindi natin papayagan na ordinaryong Pilipino ang maghihirap dahil sa lamang sa pagkaganid nila sa pera. In conclusion, together, we are making significant strides towards a poverty-free Philippines. Let us continue to support one another and work collectively to build a brighter and more prosperous future for all. Moving forward, let us continue to support President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and work hand in hand towards a future of peace, progress, and prosperity for all Filipinos. In closing, let us be reminded of our collective responsibility and the opportunity at this moment. It is a time for bold actions and steadfast commitment. The House of Representatives of the 19th Congress is fully committed to this cause, ready to enact the necessary legislation that ensures a stable, prosperous Philippines. Thank you for your trust and engagement and your partnership. Let us all commit to a productive legislative session and a brighter future for our nation. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay tayong lahat. Thank you. Mr. Majority Leader, please take
Mr. Speaker, I move to consider House Resolution number 1691, and for this purpose, may we direct the Secretary General to read the title of the resolution.
The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Resolution number 1691.
House Resolution number 1691, resolution expressing the profound condolences of the House of Representatives to the family of Honorable Elpidio P.D. F. Barsaga Jr., representative of the lone legislative district of Dasmariñas City, province of Cavite.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt House Resolution number 1691 in consolidation with House Resolution number 1692.
There's a motion to adopt House Resolution 1691 in consolidation with House Resolution 1692. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution number 1691 in consolidation with House Resolution 1692 is adopted. Mr. Majority Leader.
Alamin natin ang mga programa at aktibidades ng mga kinatawan sa pamumuno ni Speaker Ferdinand Martin FMR Romualdez, Kamara, House of the People. Tuwing Sabado at replays, tuwing Linggo dito lang sa inyong favorite music radio.